Hello everybody, and welcome back to working on putting dimensions into our technical drawing here that we have in Inventor. Okay, so where we left off last time was we had our multi-view and our isometric. I think the thing I didn't show you on that one was how to reduce the size of your isometric if it's too big. So if you just double click on it, you're going to get a drawing view window pop up, and then you can click on scale and you can go down to 1/2. It's going to make it significantly smaller, but that's fine if it's taking up too much space. I had one shape I was working with and it just took up too much space in that quadrant, and so I needed to make it smaller. You don't necessarily have to do that, but if you run into that issue, okay. So mine is not, it's fine. So I'm going to put it back to 1:1. Okay. So that was just that one little thing that I forgot to mention on the last video. Now we're going to add dimensions to our multi-view drawing. Okay, so we're under the tab called Place Views. Now we need to go to the tab called Annotate. All right, and the very first thing there is called Dimension. All right, so if we click on Dimension, we need to figure out where we want to put our dimensions. That's, you have your hand drawing, so that's going to help you out. You want to be reviewing and making sure, okay, do I have them in the correct placement? So if you figure out that you didn't put them exactly in the right place on your drawing, you can update it now on your digital work. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to put most of my dimensions for this drawing around my front view right here. Okay, so once I've clicked on dimensions, now I can come down to my drawing, and I'm going to click on that little green dot right there, go all the way down, and then click on the red line on the other side, and then move up, out, and out right there. And then once I kind of find a place for it, and I know I'm going to want to have a smaller dimension inside that, so I'm going to move it a little ways away from the drawing, and I'm going to click, and I'll get this Edit Dimensions box that comes up. You don't need to do anything here, but click OK. Okay, and then you have your first dimension. Let me show you another way to do that. I did that where I clicked here and then all the way over here and then drug out this way. If you have something that's already just a line by itself and there's not cut up in the middle of, like this line and this line are kind of not together. So if I just want to dimension this line, all I have to do, not click on the green dot, but just click on the red line and drag out. Okay, click again after I've got it placed, and then click OK to that little dialog box. So that's how I can get those two dimensions in there. Let's review that again. I'm going to do the same thing for putting the dimensions up here. So I'm going to click on the green dot here, come all the way over here, click on the red line, and then move it up. Okay, and again I'm going to have an internal dimension that's shorter. So once I have it placed, I'm going to click it again and click OK. All right. Now on this one, we had a little bit of an issue where my extension line is touching the drawing. Okay, I'm going to show you how to fix that in a minute. But let's go ahead and click on the red line here, move that 1 inch up, and there we have that. Notice how I have a little gap there between my extension lines and my drawing lines, and I don't right here. So let's figure out how to fix that. Once you've kind of gotten your dimensions placed, if you need to adjust them at all, you need to hit Escape on your keyboard. Escape is in the top left-hand side of your keyboard. Okay, that's going to take off the dimension button, and now I can actually edit the dimensions I have. So if I kind of hover over this line here, when it highlights the 2, I can see that I have that green dot right down there. I'm just going to click on that green dot and move it up until it becomes a yellow dot, let go, and now I have that little gap there that I should have on my dimensions. Okay, and the rest of them are good, and I'm just going to check to make sure they're all good there. Okay, let's click and drag and see where we're going to place some other dimensions on this shape. I know, let me actually zoom out a little bit. I know I have this height here, which covers this height. I have this height right here, the 1 inch that covers this height. I have the 1 inch height here that covers this 1 inch, so I don't have to put a dimension up here. And I have the 2 inch width here that's going to cover that width. So now I need to get this height here, out here, or the width here, because remember this width from here to here is the same as this height from here to here. So I just need to put it in one place. Doesn't matter, I could put it here or I could put it here, but I have a little more space in this area right here between my top view and my isometric view, so I'm going to put it over here. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit on that shape. Remember, hold down on the scroll wheel to move the actual page around. All right, I'm going to click on Dimension. I'm going to click on that green dot, get the red line down here, click, and then kind of pull it out. There we go. When I'm happy with the placement, I click and then click again. Notice I left gaps there, so that's good. For this one, I'm just going to click on the red line and drag it out. And then click OK. All right, and I don't have to fiddle with the extension lines on this one because it worked like it was supposed to. Okay. All right, I think, let's zoom back out and take a look. I think that's all we need for this. I believe we're good. All right, so that's how you do dimensions. That's how you add your dimensions to your sheet. So the last thing I want to do here on my page is to put my name on the sheet as well, just kind of like we have on our hand drawings. Okay, so that's easy enough. We're just going to click on text over here, still under the annotate tab, text. I'm just going to draw it basically where I want it to go, and I don't care if you have a little space at the bottom. That's great. If you have more space at the top, you can put your header along the top as well. Okay, first and last name. Okay, and I would do a dash. Puzzle cube project. Okay, and then piece. I think this is 4. Okay, so puzzle cube project piece 4. So whatever, whichever piece you're working on, your period, so A1, and then, or whatever period you're in, and then the date. Okay, so, and then once you do that, you can click OK. Now, it's kind of finicky. Like, I can't move it right now. So remember, again, in order to get my cursor so that I can move things around, I need to hit Escape. Escape on the keyboard. Once you do that, then you can click, you'll get the 3 dots, you can click on it. Okay, you can adjust the size of it, you can move it around and make, put it in a nice, so it's like down towards the bottom. There we go. Okay, and it looks nice and neat. Once you've done with your multi-view, isometric, dimensions, and your header, then you're done. So let's save it. So I'm going to go up to File and Save As. I probably should have saved it at the beginning. That would have been a better idea in case something shut down on me. But I'm going to name it Part 4 because it's the 4th part that I'm doing, and then Drawing. All right. So I would recommend putting that in that way, so you have your part file and then you have your drawing file as well, and then just click Save. All right, that's it. You're going to go through and do all of your pieces with a multi-view, isometric, and dimensions in the virtual environment now.